the thunder.
What's up, you guys? It's Jonno! Today we got a super major update in Pokemon Go, but they're not telling us what any of the changes are, as usual. But we do have some hints at some rebalancing that's coming to the game very, very soon. We're going to check out some very interesting stuff, you guys, including the new Giratina announcement. This is Giratina, right? Everybody's saying it's Giratina. Today over on the Pokemon Go Twitter, we got some major announcements. They played this really cool in real life video that has all these cool animations that are like not actually from the game, of course, but you know, they're kind of a sneak peek of what Pokemon we can expect to see in the game later. It does have some really cool little sneak peek features of different Pokemon that you might recognize, but the really important thing is right here, the notes for the upcoming changes. So let's go ahead and check out those notes. This is those. Alright, and you can watch the video again. It's about 20 seconds. It's a really good video. It just basically showcases how Gen 4 is coming, which is exciting news, but I feel like everybody kind of already knows that, and they're not really saying which Pokemon are coming, aside from Giratina. I mean, that is like, we're definitely getting Giratina, but when, how, you know, it's not really, there's no details. Let's go ahead and read this, you guys. It says, "Are you ready for a Sinnoh adventure?" I wasn't sure if this is pronounced Sinnoh or Sinnoh, but my good friend PokeAK, alright, I love his channel. He does a great job covering the updates in the game. He is a true Pokemon trainer, like I aspire to be one day, and he said Sinnoh, so I was like, well, let me go look it up. Let me go see what the pronunciation actually sounds like. I found this very convenient website that probably is not the correct pronunciation, but I thought these were hilarious. Let's listen for a second. Alright, and the India pronunciation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was doing this for like probably way too long earlier, and it was really funny, but I don't think that these are correct. I'm gonna guess that PokeAK is correct in saying Sinnoh, so that's what I'm gonna say, and if I'm wrong, y'all can just roast me in the comments, alright? And big shout out to PokeAK, 100k subscribers, way to go, my friend, on Pokemon content. Way to be! Alright, had to shout him out. I watched his video to see if there's any really, like, hidden details here, and I don't think that they are. I think that they're just being completely ambiguous with this update, but let's go ahead and read it, alright? We're excited to let you know that in preparation for the arrival of Pokemon originally discovered in the Sinnoh region, we are making 2 key shifts to the game balance in the coming weeks. That means this is happening soon. These changes are based on trainer feedback and are designed to promote an improved overall experience. This should be great stuff. I hope it's great stuff, but I think it might mean the end of some stuff that we've come to know in the world of Pokemon Go, like nests. I think that nests might be totally going away. I don't know. This says that they're changing the way that Pokemon appear in nests, and I think that any change to nests means that nests won't be nests anymore, right? Like how, like the whole premise of a nest is that one Pokemon spawns there for 2 weeks. So for shiny hunting purposes, it's amazing, but I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but if they take that away and they mix in more Pokemon, it really won't be a nest anymore, will it? So yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Let's go ahead and read this. Changes to Pokemon migration and behavior. This is the nest migrations that we always talk about. As you explore the world of Pokemon Go, the following changes will affect the Pokemon that appear around you. We are making adjustments to weather, and moving forward, it will have a reduced effect on the rate at which Pokemon appear. That means that days where you keep seeing Ralts like crazy, like Ralts, we would call them a weather nest, those are probably going away. We're probably not going to see weather nesting behavior anymore, where if you see like 10 Ralts in your neighborhood, you basically know you need to go play really hard because there's Ralts everywhere. That's, I don't know, that might not happen anymore. It seems like they might be taking that away. It says they're going to reduce that effect. So, I mean, a reduction doesn't seem like an improvement in that respect, but maybe it's just to get greater variation, and a lot of people do complain that they see the same Pokemon over and over. Now, I don't complain when I get a day where I get like 3 Blissey spawns. I don't complain about that, but, you know, some people just get common Pokemon in their area. They don't live in a nice place like I do where we actually get really rare Pokemon. Some people live in areas where you just see common Pokemon all day long. I don't know why the game plays like that, but it does. So I guess they're gonna fix that. So if that means that, you know, the Ralts nest and the Slackoth nest will go away, I'm kind of okay with that. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down. As you explore a given area, you will notice a greater variety of Pokemon species will appear. This doesn't say anything specific, so this is worldwide. This is a worldwide change. They're going to say greater variety of Pokemon species will appear over time and at different rates. I'm pretty sure that they are getting rid of biomes. I'm pretty sure that we're going to go to biomeless gameplay or much different biomes that aren't necessarily based on the geography. Like if you don't live near water like most of the people in the world, because water is a very scarce resource, you know, like you just might not ever catch water Pokemon. For the longest time in Sacramento, you could never catch water Pokemon even though we have water features, but then they fixed that. But there's still the issue of people who don't live near water and they never get access to water biome and they just can't catch water Pokemon. Those people have very different experience than I have in the game. I can get access to every biome, so I can catch every Pokemon technically, aside from regionals, but some people can't even catch the Pokemon from every biome, and that's a big issue for their gameplay. So I'm hoping that they are going to a more biomeless gameplay. You guys will remember that some of the events recently have been biomeless, where you could actually, like, I never get water Pokemon in my house. That will never ever happen, but during biomeless events, I do get water Pokemon in my house, like during the Kanto event, which was all biomes, no biome restrictions on the map, so I could get any Pokemon spawning inside my house. That was really fun. So I think that they're going to move to a gameplay that's more similar to that experience on a regular basis, and not the biome experience that we've had for the last 2 years, which has restricted some players from getting any Pokemon of certain types. Alright, and then the third part, which is really important, certain areas such as parks and nature reserves will now contain more varied species. This is where I think that, I mean, I don't want to say this, but I think that they actually are targeting Sylph Road specifically. Sylph Road is a third-party augmented experience around Pokemon Go. They've made it very clear that they don't want those to exist. They want to have everything in Pokemon Go, which is ironic because they spent 2 years even adding a lot of this information into the game, and they still haven't added a lot of the information into the game, but perhaps they never added information about nests into the game and a feature to track nests in the game because they knew that they were going to get rid of it eventually. I think that this may be saying that they're not going to have nests in those areas, which means that the Sylph Road Nest Finder might just be useless and go away. I don't know that, but I mean, this is weird, and we know that they've targeted third-party apps very recently, and in the past, they don't really want those to exist, I guess. So yeah, this is kind of strange. I'm not really sure if this is the end of nests as we know it, or if this is, you know, something less major than that, and maybe they're just gonna mix in more species. I don't know, okay? They're not really giving any details about this. So let's just move on. We can't really do anything about that aside from get excited for possibly better gameplay, hopefully better gameplay. I like nests personally. I use them for my daily gameplay. I go find the best nest and then I play in that nest. But, you know, if they're going to make it better in some other way, I'm happy with that. So greater variation should be more interesting. I'd like to catch a Snorlax at my park or a Dragonite at my park. So if I could get something rare like that, and I don't have nests anymore, I think I'd be happy with that. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Okay, changes to Pokemon effectiveness in battle. This is probably like the most major thing because there's tons of people who have their entire channel and tons of videos based around the game battle mechanics. The in-game battle mechanics are, you know, they're basically hidden battle mechanics in the game. Like, did you know that on top of CP and your HP, attack, and defense IVs, there are also hidden attack and defense scores in the game for every Pokemon, and they're base scores. That's why people say that Mewtwo is the top attacker in the game, because he has the top attack score in these hidden scores. I've never ever made a video about this information because it's such hidden information in the code that it's really hard to talk about it, and it's probably even confusing right now. But the fact is they're changing all of it, so I'm glad that I didn't even make any videos about it, because they're gonna rebalance the whole thing and all the videos would be completely wrong, and then I'd have to go back and comment on them and be like, guess what, none of this information makes any sense anymore, don't even watch this video and watch all my new videos that cover it. So anyway, I believe that this is a lot of rebalancing that's coming for the anticipation of PvP. They're going to introduce introduce PvP, and they're basically making these changes in anticipation of that gigantic event. It's going to be a huge release, and they need to change the in-game battle mechanics completely to accommodate that process. So this is part of that process. We can only hope that PvP is awesome and it's everything that we ever wanted and more. But if they're simply going to rebalance the current game and not add in status effects like sleep and poison and new moves to reflect those status effects and gameplay that's more similar to what we've come to expect for a Pokemon game, then I think that this is just going to be putting a band-aid on the major issue, which is the in-game battle mechanics of Pokemon Go. They're terrible. They're not fun. Tap, 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 and stare at my screen the whole time with no, there's really no tactics. There's no tactics at all, especially without status effects. So if they're just going to band-aid PvP, then I don't think it's going to be good, but I hope that this is something that they're doing, and then they're going to make major changes to PvP so it's actually really cool and fun, because the tap 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 gameplay that we have right now is just not going to be entertaining. But basically, all the stuff that it says right here is just that they're going to change the CP, the HP, all the defenders that you're used to, like Blissey and Snorlax, they're not going to be as hard to beat anymore, which I think will make gym gameplay more fun. Making gym gameplay more fun is probably the best thing they could possibly do right now, because I never play gyms. It is such a waste of time, and I really hope that they make it more interesting and fun and useful in the game, because playing gyms is so bad, and I don't think that anybody really likes to play the gyms very much. Aside from a very few, I think that there are some people who really get into the gyms, but that's probably because they live near a gym. But if you have to travel far to get a gym, it is not worth the time. So yeah, I hope that they improve that gameplay massively, and most of these changes that you see here are going to improve that gameplay. I just don't know how much this is going to affect PvP. I don't see PvP as being fun if they're going to use this system, but we'll see what they do. We have no idea what they're going to do, so we'll see. Anyway, you guys, it's kind of a long video. I'm going to let this one go. We have a lot of changes coming. We really don't know what a lot of them are, so we're kind of just getting this vague description as, you know, we're just getting these vague descriptions of what they're going to do, and we have to hope that it's good, but it's all happening in the next few weeks, as they said, so we can expect these changes very soon, and I'm really hoping that we just get Giratina and something interesting new to play with during the Halloween event, especially Shiny Ghastly, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, thanks to my awesome subscribers, and peace!